I have a question. So
Yeah.
what do you do about, because I've even heard, like celebrities, badass athletes, I mean, almost everybody's got a little bit of nerve to where some people actually have panic attacks, right? So it can go from a little bit, and I don't think anybody just goes up there without a little bit of butterflies. I mean, maybe I'm wrong,
Yes.
but
No, you're right.
But what do you do as a professional that this is what you do? What do you do to make the butterflies, at least the amount of butterflies? Because like I said, you struggled at first, right? So
Yeah, for 35 years I did.
so what did you do when you were struggling? How did you like just put that down?
Well, no, number one, you got to understand that 80% of it is the thoughts going on inside your mind. See, it's the strategy, what you give your brain, what task you give it to do. I expect my mouth to be able to talk, and I don't necessarily have to rush through my talk tracks as they come out of my mouth organically, unthought of, unplanned, unscripted, just they're coming in live in the moment. I demand that of my mouth and my brain. I stay present to the moment. I'm able to just talk and flow like an act of meditation. So that's something where if you believe you can, you'll be able to do it, right? So that's one, is I don't know what thoughts are going on inside the battlefield of your mind. I don't know. But I know for me it was like, like maybe that's too much, or you're too little, or you're not expressive enough, or what are you saying? There's a lot of doubt going on. When they were walking on water, Jesus walked on water, what happened is the moment they doubted, they sunk. I don't let my brain doubt for even a second. Another way to control the nerves is to move. When you're over there like this, like Bambi, frozen, it can grow on you and have a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I get the butterflies to fly information. I get them to move, which I showed you a little bit with the lily pads, right? I make myself be expressive. Because again, posture alone, gestures alone, facial expression, tone, all of these, if I start talking like that, it's going to produce better word tracks. You know what I mean? Versus if I talk a little bit where I'm kind of hesitant and I'm not sure. I'm going back to my old patterns and I'm very hesitant. Now I don't have access to my vocabulary. I don't have access to examples. You see that? You already can see it. You're like, oh my God. So that's what's happening to people. They think it's the content. They're like, I just can't. I start rambling. No, it's your body is the problem. Your body and your expectation of your mind. Because if I start doing this and now I'm singing up there, guess what? I'm able to access higher thoughts, higher vocabulary. Everything is magnified and I don't have to worry about it because I'm so expressive. That's the secret. Be super expressive. You'll have access to words, sayings, examples, and different ways to hit home the points that you're trying to make. But if you're over here kind of hesitant, it shuts down the brain. In the kitchen, right then and there, you gotta be expressive. And even for a second right there, I was drawing my thoughts. That's okay. Pause, mini pause. You can have pauses. So I vary my rate of speech. I try not to speak the same way the whole time. Sometimes I speak really fast, and sometimes I take my time with each word. You know what I mean? So you vary it. Anywhere where words matter, you try to amplify expression. You try to sing instead of just speak. Inject emotion into your talk. And when you're talking to your friends, you're dialing into different voices. When you're talking to your team, you're dialing into different voices. Remember we talked about it's about energy. I take on this energy of I am the leader of my team. I'm going to inspire them. They all want to be entertained. Now, I can't entertain them if I go back to my old patterns. I just can't. You're putting them to sleep, you know? So on that Zoom, when all they see is my laptop, my camera, my little square, same thing. I got to move my face. I got to take up space. I got to be expressive. And a big part of it also is taking your time, milking the moment, and just trying to create a lot of variety. Not doing the same thing over and over. You'll notice already, so if I'm talking in the same way, I'm already in the same tone. Now this has already become monotone. Almost like, okay, that's not as interesting to listen to because now you're in the same tone. Even if you have great gestures, the fact that you're just in the same tone is putting me to sleep. So a lot of people, now verses, so when I notice that I'm in the same tone, I create these change-ups, variety, expression. I'm like, oh man, you can't do the same thing. You just can't do the same thing. You got to do variety. You got to do something different with your hands, with your voice. The big one is the voice. And then make sure the face is moving. Make sure you're moving. Right? Project confidence. My brain never hears, oh, I don't think I can do this, or none of that. I believe. Because if I have some Heinekens, all of a sudden I'm a great speaker. When I go to that wedding, I have tequilas, I'm a great speaker. So you know how to speak. It's your brain getting in the way of what's it doing? Because here's what my brain is doing. My brain, the only thing it's doing is staying present. What did I just say? Oh, I said my brain is staying present. I'm aware of what I say. I'm aware. I don't have any kind of self-consciousness thoughts. You know, people like look people in the eye, they're like, for some reason they feel uneasy with it, or they're like, you know, all this weird stuff happening. So that's the garbage in their minds, head trash. So we just got to remove that and expect that we're going to do great. The only way to do great is to be expressive. It's so important. That's why literally we can go on and speak for endless hours and hours without any kind of script or planning, anything at all. I came here today, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And I'm going to speak today up until there's no more people in the building. I got a class after this, we're going to be training, coaching, and I'm just going to keep going and going and going. And every time when I do a session, I just show up and I believe that my brain is going to come up with content, but the secret is expression. That's the secret. Expression. Just being willing to just try new things up here. That's the biggest secret. That's how you get the nerves to, the butterflies won't go away, you're right, but you get them to fly in formation. And the way you get them to fly in formation is by being expressive.